Hey everyone, and welcome to the MPW channel. I'm Agent Envy. I am a New York City-based singer, songwriter, and musician, and today I thought it would be fun to take you on a little tour of my home studio, show you the gear that I have and use when making my music and how everything is set up. So I really like to use a solid mix of both analog instrumentation like electric guitars, bass, etc., as well as various synth and electronic elements. So you're going to see both of that here. And that's it. Let's get started. Okay, so studio furniture is absurdly expensive, and I'd much rather spend my money on gear than furniture. So what I decided to do is I got an IKEA Linmon tabletop, and then I stacked two IKEA Alex add-on shelf units on top of each other, and then bracketed them together using some items from the local hardware store. Then I attached legs, which are just metal hairpin legs purchased off Amazon, and I grabbed a chair off of Wayfair. My computer is a 15-inch MacBook Pro, and my DAW of choice is Ableton Live. I've also gotten some recent exposure to Pro Tools while working on my upcoming album, and both programs have their merits. My studio monitors are the Yamaha HS5s in white. To be honest, the sound quality is fine, but the top end is very harsh, and I notice that my ears fatigue pretty quickly when I'm working with these monitors. I think this would probably not be an issue for a setup where the monitors are placed further away from the listener, but that's not really an option for me, so just keep that in mind if you're considering these. My audio interface is the Universal Audio Apollo Twin Duo, which I highly recommend. When choosing an audio interface, definitely make sure to consider how many inputs you'll need on a regular basis so that you don't keep having to unplug things if you're frequently using multiple input sources in a single session. Also, be wary of interfaces that come with all of the bells and whistles. The most important part of any interface are the converters. If your converters aren't of a certain quality, then the audio that you feed into it won't be as accurate, and the same goes with the audio that comes out of it. The microphone that I use for my recordings at home is the CAD GXL 2200 cardioid condenser microphone. This is a very inexpensive microphone which I've had since 2012, if you can believe it, and it's still going strong. It's set up on a standard desk stand with a shock mount and a pop filter. My studio headphones are the Audio-Technica ATH M50Xs, which I purchased back in 2015, and they are still fantastic. They come with 3 different jacks depending on where you need to plug them in. Finally, you'll see that I have a few additional things on the desk like art prints just to give the space a little bit of personality, some dried flowers, and then I always have a nice scented candle which I usually light during my sessions, which I find helps establish a little creative ritual when I'm sitting down to work on a project. My primary MIDI controller is the Ableton Push 2, which I highly recommend if Ableton is your primary DAW, as they integrate very seamlessly. I've also got an Akai MPK Mini in white, which is really versatile, very great for travel, and extremely affordable, so if you're just getting into production, this is a great option. I also recently picked up an ELISA Sample Pad Pro, which is great for triggering percussion via MIDI while keeping the playability and feel of using drumsticks if you're not into finger drumming. Finally, I've got an M Audio Oxygen 49 4-octave keyboard, which slides out from underneath the desk on a keyboard tray that I got off of Amazon. I mostly use this to practice piano or if I wanted to sing and play something in more of a live setting. My desk drawers are filled with just things like notebooks, business receipts, cables and adapters, and other fun stuff like that. Moving on to the guitar section of this video, the newest addition to my studio setup is the Kemper Profiler Powerhead. This is a truly awesome piece of gear if you're a guitarist, but it is definitely an investment. The Kemper is an amp modeler and probably one of the best ones out there. The really cool thing is that my producer and I have been working together to get tones for my album, which we can then store in the Kemper, and then when I play a show, I can recall that exact sound and perform with the same guitar amp tones that we used on the album. I also decided to go with the Kemper Remote, which functions similarly to any guitar pedal board and allows me to switch between profiles hands-free. I also have a Marshall MG30DFX amplifier, which was graciously lent to me by a friend of mine, but I'll likely soon be switching to a cabinet and then using the Kemper Powerhead to drive it. I have a few Boss pedals, specifically the very controversial Metal Zone pedal, of course, as well as Super Overdrive and Blues Driver. And then I've also got this awesome Harmonic Square mini pedal by Donner, which I received as a birthday gift from a friend of mine. To finish out the tour, all of my instruments are over here on or around this multi-guitar rack. I've got a Schecter Diamond Series Stiletto Extreme 4 bass, a Blue Ridge BR40 acoustic guitar, which I've had since college, a Jackson Dinky Electric with tremolo, and finally the Epiphone Brendan Small Snow Falcon Flying V, which I am obsessed with. Just for fun, I've also got an Ibanez electric acoustic mandolin and a little Makani ukulele, which I received as a gift from a friend. So that is it. I hope you all enjoyed this tour. Please give this video a like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to MPW for more content. If you'd like to stay up to date on my music and other fun stuff, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram. Details are linked in the description box below. Thank you so much, everyone, and have fun making music.